G'day everyone, I'm currently here at Moela Safari Lodge and I'm incredibly fortunate to be here as I have befriended the daughter of the owner of this place and I'm spending a couple of nights here checking out the game reserve, and especially the river that this overlooks is just full chock-a-block with animals, and it's probably the densest population of animals that I've seen in Botswana so far, let alone in my entire life, to be honest. And there's beautiful food here. It is made out of these cement rendered buildings. This is the kitchen and viewing area. How are you? And we're gonna have a look a little bit closer and see what animals we can see, because there are a lot of bird life. There's wildebeest, zebras, elephants en masse as well. I'm not sure if you can even see down here, but there's a couple of watering holes and it's just an incredible viewing spot, especially to see all the wildlife around here. We're going to go for a little bit more of an explore. But I feel like I've fallen into an incredibly fortunate position because I would not be able to afford to stay here outside of, you know, the people that I've met. We've got a nice banana pool. And all of this is right on the river, which is currently dried up. I was interested in how people actually get permission to build these structures here, and I'm told that locals own the land of the game reserve, and as a resident you can apply to get a permit to build on it. And I'm pretty sure that given your ideas bring in enough revenue and provide enough jobs for the locals, then the government is actually very willing to hand out healthy loans. And by healthy, I'm talking like maybe 5 million Australian dollars, given you have the right design and plan and infrastructure, and they're completely happy to lend out that amount of money. And I'm assuming that it's because Botswana relies on tourism through safari tours to actually, you know, function economically. That's why there are a lot of 5-star resort experiences. A lot of celebrities come in and out. I'm currently staying here in this beautiful lodge. And yeah, absolutely love it. It's a beautiful spot. It's got all these nice rendered walls. You can have a shower and check out some zebbies if the timing is correct. And each of these little lodges have their own private viewing areas, which we are going to check out. And I'm sure I'll have a lot more clips of some of the wildlife that we get to explore and see along the way. So check out this. This is just the viewing platform. You can see up and down the whole river is just full and brimming with wildlife, which is extraordinary. I didn't think I would be fortunate enough to see something like this, given that I'm not allowed to go into the game reserves with my motorbike. So yeah, again, right place, right time. everyone. Today we are making movements past the Makgadikgadi Game Reserve to the Salt Pans, where Kubu Island is. And I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to have to leave this guest house that I've been staying in for the past week. I made some friends and they were very loving and gave me the opportunity to stay here for pretty much as long as I wanted. So I relaxed, I've got some energy again, and I'm ready to keep moving. So I've looked at Tracks for Africa to find the best route for this particular part of the trip, because I know that there is a lot of thick sand, which is very difficult for me on the bike that I have. So yeah, I use Tracks for Africa, which is an app, and people are posting the conditions of the tracks that they've gone through. So I found some that are mostly gravel, light sand, which is going to be the best for me with all of the weight on my bike and myself. And yeah, I'm going to start from the south at a place called Aropa, and then I'm going to go all the way straight through north, through the middle of the salt plans, and I'm going to be riding across huge flat expanses of white salt. It's going to be epic, and I'm going to camp there for the night. So I've just traveled about 2.5 hours and I'm leaking coolant, and I've just popped over at this mechanic and it looks like my water pump has failed, and there's no way I'm going to be able to continue, especially through the salt flats where I'm going, because, you know, if I could bring 5 liters of coolant and keep topping it up, but it's just going to keep falling straight out because my water pump's not working. So I think I'm gonna have to go 2.5 hours back to Maun, to the Yamaha store, and order a new part and then get it sorted out. So 1 step forwards, another 2 steps back. So I guess this is the only option I got. I got 5 liters of coolant, and I'm just gonna keep refilling my coolant box until I make it, because there's no other option. I'm in the middle of Botswana. It might even take 12 days to get a new water pump to arrive here, if I need one, if they can't actually fix it or weld it, if there's a crack or a seal or something. So yeah, this is my option. We'll just keep filling it up until we get back there, and then I'll find out if I'm staying here for 2 more weeks or not. So lucky for me, I am gonna make it. I just need to keep topping this up. And we should be good. Check out this little puppy just hammering into this chicken. Welcome to Botswana. So guys, finally got a bit of an update to do with the bike. The last time you saw me, I was taking my bike back to Maun because coolant was pissing out of the bottom, and I found out that my water pump was cooked, needed to order a new one. So luckily for me, I have found the spare parts and a new windshield and everything from South Africa, and they should be arriving in hopefully a week, which I'm very happy it's not 2 weeks, because Botswana is rather expensive actually. And currently I am back at venue for burning Maun. I'm currently staying in one of these little safari joints. As you can see, during the festival, this was full with water, and it was a really, really special moment for the festival because this does not happen often. And that's one of the mysteries of the Okavango Delta, is it's got such a dense ecosystem of wildlife, and all of these animals depend on water, and when it looks like it's about to be dry and everything's gonna die, it just magically rains, or it floods, or it fills up, and you know, everything comes back to life. And I guess that's one of the beautiful things about this region, because no one can really predict how that works. I'm pretty sure that there's mountains in Angola, and the runoff of, you know, water through these mountains comes down into the Okavango Delta and it refills. But I don't think anyone can really predict how that happens. So I'm just here for the next week. I'm actually going to write some music. I'm writing an EP called Okavango, seeing as though I am in this region, and yeah, it's so beautiful, and I feel like I've got a lot of inspiration being here. So I'm going to spend a lot of time in this pool, probably drinking some beers and watching the sunset here and writing a new EP, and I'll definitely be sharing that early through my next videos for Strayan. You can get a premiere, because I'm always using my music throughout the videos, so I'll definitely give you a glimpse into what's going on there. So I just wanted to touch base with all of the motorbike riders who are looking to do a similar trip to this one and ride across Africa sometime in the future. My suggestion, which might be controversial, is don't buy an XRV750. And my main reason for that is because, as I've now found out, a lot of the parts are discontinued. My water pump blew out and I was not able to get a new one. I had to buy a used one from a guy scrapping another XRV750 of the same model in South Africa. Because it's coming from South Africa, it could take up to 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure that my part's going to arrive in a week, only because I have a friend who runs a business, and I'm getting that part picked up by the couriers that she uses, which could expedite the process. But you must know, even when my stator coil failed, I couldn't buy a new one because the part was discontinued also. There was a guy who rebuilt it by hand, and he was recoiling all the copper wires around all of the little barrels on this particular piece. So if I were you, it's 2025, I probably wouldn't buy any bike that's under like 2010. I'd probably get a KTM or a BMW F800, because if you do need parts, you're probably going to get them from South Africa anyway, and it's going to take the same amount of time. So, you know, for the newer bikes where there are lots of parts available, you may as well go with that rather than buy an older bike like myself and having a lot of trouble to try and find some of these parts. I've been fortunate with what I have found, and I know I have been lucky, but you might not be. Okay, so keep that into consideration if you are to do this trip yourself.